Lamborghini. What do you think of when you hear the name? Speed? Status? Does your hair raise at the sound of its monstrous V12? The myth goes that, without one sentence uttered by Enzo Ferrari, Lamborghini would not be around like it is at all. Let's go back in time and see how Lamborghini reportedly started and stamped its name into automotive legacy. Ferruccio Lamborghini had seen success in his tractor business, so in 1958 he rewarded himself with buying a 1958 Ferrari 250 GT. Unfortunately, the clutch had failed multiple times, leading Lamborghini to attempt to talk to Enzo Ferrari himself. The supposed story goes that during their discussion, Enzo had said, "You're just a tractor manufacturer, you know nothing about cars." These two simple sentences sparked a fire in Ferruccio. Little did Ferrari know, Ferruccio had been drafted by the Italian Royal Air Force during World War II and sent to Rhodes, Greece. He was assigned to the 15th Mixed Maneuver Motor Fleet. This fleet was responsible for the maintenance and repair of the Italian army vehicles on the island, including tractors and diesel trucks used to tow aircraft. Lamborghini was soon appointed head of the workshop. He had also tuned and raced Fiats after the war. When Lamborghini had his own employees look at the Ferrari, they found the same parts they used in their tractors. Lamborghini reportedly promised revenge. Regardless of how Lamborghini actually started, they quickly gained global fanfare. The first Lamborghini, a 350 GTV, was designed by Franco Scaglione. I hope that's how you say it. I say this in every single video. I'm American. I'm sorry if I get these wrong. I'm trying my best, okay? The prototype, produced in just 4 months, was exhibited at the 1963 Turin Motor Show. It went into production in 1964. More success was to be had, as in 1966, Lamborghini introduced the 400 GT. Technically, there are two 400 GTs, but for simplicity's sake, we're going to be talking about the one presented at the Geneva show in 1966. Some improvements were made on the 400 GT, like allowing more space to have passengers in the back seat and being able to hit 150 miles per hour. But the 400 GT would be quickly overshadowed by none other than the groundbreaking mid-engine Miura. Introduced in 1966, it was the world's fastest production car, with the P400 hitting around 170 miles per hour. This car was the first that the media named a supercar. The Miura featured technical revolutions that were directly taken from competition, and that's okay. Sharing is caring. To keep the overall dimensions in check, a unique casting was used to marry the engine and gearbox. The car packed a punch with a menacing V12, which has progressively increased throughout the lifespan of the car from 350 horsepower in the original P400 to 370 horsepower in the P400S, while the SV, with eyelashes removed, saw power increase again to 385 horsepower. The Miura propelled Lamborghini to the summit of the automotive world. Per the Lamborghini website, the Miura became the legend that Lamborghini had hoped it would be. It was an iconic model sought after by rock stars and film stars. Many films featured the Miura, but its role in the 1969 film The Italian Job propelled it into superstardom. However, soon Lamborghini would be swiftly falling flat on its face. In 1973, sales fell in the wake of the global financial downturn and the oil crisis. Financial instability led Ferruccio Lamborghini to sell the company to Georges Henry Rossetti and René Lamer and retire in 1974. He also sold his tractor business in 1974. Georges Henry Rossetti and René Lamer had dreams of reviving the great name of Lamborghini, which unfortunately were just not realized and went bankrupt just a few years later. Patrick Mimran would later be known as the man who saved Lamborghini. With his idealism and engineering know-how, this president and CEO released a whole new lineup that stuck to principles echoed by Lamborghini himself: luxury, speed, and dependability. Introduced in 1981, the Lamborghini Jalpa was powered by a V8. Only 410 were ever produced. It filled a role as a more affordable Lamborghini, being much less expensive than the flagship Countach. In 1984, improvements were made when round taillights were fitted and the black plastic parts were replaced by parts in body color. A rear wing, as with the Countach, was optional. This would be the saving grace for the company. However, it changed hands yet again in 1987 when Chrysler bought Lamborghini for a cool $25.2 million. And you might be saying, what the fuck is Chrysler doing here? Well, we can't forget that 3 years prior to this, Chrysler took ownership of Maserati, and I'm sure they were still high off the Italian fever. Anywho, Chrysler quickly went to work and introduced the Portofino concept car, which debuted at the 1987 Frankfurt Auto Show. Yes, the iconic scissor doors. This car sat atop of the Jalpa chassis and was powered by a rear-engine V8. Via Car Design News, folks within Lamborghini were unimpressed with the design and called it the Big Potato, which if you think about it, really is the opposite of Countach. In 1990, Lamborghini, or should we say Chrysler, one-upped themselves by introducing the Diablo. At its launch, it was the fastest car in the world. It hit 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds, well on its way to 202 miles per hour. Lamborghini generated $1 million profit in 1991. However, just a year later, sales went through the tank. Lamborghini began siphoning money from Chrysler, and the company dumped it. Yes, changing hands yet again, this time to Megatech. The goal was yet again to bring Lamborghini back to the top. Most of the tenure was unworthy, besides introducing the Diablo SV. In 1997, Lamborghini finally became profitable, selling 209 cars, 13 more than it needed to be profitable. And guess what? Yet again, Lamborghini changed hands. The new chairman of Volkswagen AG, Ferdinand, I don't know how to say that, I'm so sorry. Anyway, the grandson of Volkswagen's founder, Ferdinand Porsche, went on a buying spree in 1998 when Volkswagen subsidiary Audi AG acquired Lamborghini in September 1998 for around $110 million. Famous models that breathed life into the company included the Gallardo, the Murcielago, and the Huracan. And now, the company is doing well. Critics say that the cars are just glorified Audis, but I have to disagree. The recent lineup from Lamborghini exemplifies Ferruccio Lamborghini's famous principles of luxury, speed, and dependability. And with that, stay hydrated, take care of yourself and your loved ones, and peace.